ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते
ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते
तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम्।
तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम्।
मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते
मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते
मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः।
मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः।
ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम्।
ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम्।
मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः।
मम वर्तानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः।
वर्त्मा अनुवर्तन्ते।
वर्त्मा ओके थैंक यू।
मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः।
मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः।
Okay, from this session onwards, what we'll do is we'll recite one shloka and go through the meaning and then go to the next shloka and so on rather than doing all
Okay.
10 together.
Yeah.
So, ye yatha, we'll recite it all together once. Ye
Mhm.
yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushyaः partha sarvashah.
ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम्। मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः।
Okay. So, ye yatha mam prapadyante tan tatha eva bhajami aham mama vartma anuvartante manushyaha partha sarvashaha. This is the breakup of the words. Yatha means just as. Mam, me, prapadyante, who actually kind of follow me or worship me and so on, or look for me. Tan, them, tatha, similarly, eva, bhajami aham. So he's saying that he actually also ensures that he follows them. Aham bhajami. I will also follow them. Mama Vartma means path. Vartma means path. So my path. Anuvartante. So now here we put ye. Ye means who, whoever follows my path, those manushyaha, partha sarvashaha. So all those, hey partha, so O Arjuna, let me tell you that whoever actually follows my path, all those people, sarvashaha, all those people who follow my path, I will make sure that they are not lost for me. Neither are they kind of going to lose sight of me because they are always going to be um, following me, worshipping me, and so on. I don't think worship would be the word here. I'll just make sure that we get the right word. Let me look at the prapadyante. Actually, worship or serve me. Yes, serve me. Just as in all these people, all those people who actually kind of follow my path. And what is that path? And let us just go back a bit what we are talking about the path. Earlier, he's already kind of given an indication saying, Arjuna, you asked me a question, didn't you, that how come I was born before Surya and all these people? And you ask me how it is even possible that the one I'm seeing in front of you, which is Krishna in this physical body, could have been born before. So you asked me that question, right? So to that I've answered basically saying, I'm aware of all my janmas, all my rebirths and reincarnations, but you don't know, you are not aware of yours. The fact of the matter is, you and me are capable of reincarnating. The only thing is, you don't know that. Well, whereas I know it. And how do I know it? Because I actually am able to just allow myself to be born on my own wish or will, and I can do it. And just because I do it, janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tatvatah tyaktva jevam punarjanma. So why do I do it? I before that paritrana sadhunam. Why do I do it? Why do I take birth at my own wish and will? That's to make sure that the world functions in a certain fashion. All those who follow dharma would be protected, and whereas if adharma actually kind of takes prevalence and dharma actually kind of gets weaker and weaker, yuge yuge aham agachami. I will come into this world every yuga. So in that fashion, as he was going, he was also saying, Janma karma cha me divyam. Whoever knows that my birth and my deeds are therefore divine, they are for a cosmic purpose. Whoever knows that, they can be, they would also have the required understanding to not having to go through this reincarnation to be born again and again. So that's the kind of path that he's talking about, and whoever actually follows that, they will not lose sight of me. I mean, I would definitely be always making sure that they are taken care of. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Kankshantah karmanam siddhim
काङ्क्षन्तः कर्मणां सिद्धिं
yajanta iha devataha
यजन्त इह देवताः
क्षिप्रम हिमानुषे लोके
क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके
सिद्धिं भवति सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा
सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा
काङ्क्षन्तः कर्मणां सिद्धिं यजन्त इह देवताः
काङ्क्षन्तः कर्मणां सिद्धिं यजन्त इह देवताः
क्षिप्रं हिमानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा
क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा
काङ्क्षन्तः कर्मणां सिद्धिं यजन्त इह देवताः क्षिप्रं हिमानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा
काङ्क्षन्तः कर्मणां सिद्धिं यजन्त इह देवताः क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा.
Right, so this is a very interesting shloka. Let us first look at the breakup. Kangshantaha karmanam siddhim yajantaha iha devataha क्षिप्रम ही मानुषे लोके सिद्धिहि bhavati karmaja. Okay, so that's the breakup, and we will look at its meaning. Those who are aware of Sanskrit would know that kangshantaha, yajantaha, that is in plural, and it is the first case or the prathama vibhakti, and that is the karta. He is the doer. Devataha looks similar, but it is strilinga, it is feminine. Therefore, although it is second case plural, it looks similar to first case. So that is where there should be no confusion. So kangshantaha means those who desire. Those who desire. Of what? Desirous of what? karmanam siddhim. So they are actually performing actions. And they want karmanam of their actions, siddhim. They want those actions to bear fruit. So they want their actions to bear fruit. So there are that kind of people, that category of people who are desirous of wanting their actions to bear fruit, which means they want to enjoy the result of the action. What do? Yajantaha iha means here in this world, devataha. They actually worship devatas. Now, who are the devatas and who is Paramatma? That is a distinction we need to know here. So there is it gets repeated at several places in Bhagavad Gita. Third chapter in Karma Yoga, we actually see um, Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu parasparam bhavayantah shreyah paramavapsyata. Devatas have been created just like how humans have been created, which means that devatas are created beings, not equal to Paramatma. Paramatma is all pervasive and is there in devatas as well as the humans. But they are incarnating in a mortal body. At some point of time, they have to perish, whether it is devatas or manushyas, humans. Humans obviously have a physical gross body where that obviously is visible for us, whereas devatas are not visible to us and they are in a subtle body. So therefore, there's a difference. Otherwise, they and us are all created as part of this creation, as part of the Srishti. Okay, now, why is it important? It is important to know this distinction because those who actually worship devatas, they are not going to be taking you to liberation or moksha. That is not what they are designed to be there for. It is ultimately the Paramatma who would be doing that for you. Of course, we can go into the details of it. Some would say it is realization that you are the Atman, that it leads to liberation or moksha. Some would say it is just you surrendering through bhakti and therefore he will take care of it. Whatever it is, if you are actually worshipping Paramatma, like the above shloka, for instance, then you are taken care of and you are attaining moksha. But on the other hand, and what are those kind of people there? They've already understood what it means to do karma. Karma is something to be done as per Shastra, that is to be done and also to be done with a bhavana of nishkama karma, not to expect any fruits of the action. Whereas these people who are now interested in fruits of their action, they tend to actually worship devatas. And then what happens? The interesting thing is, it's not as if they won't get the result. They will. And that too very quickly, he says. Kshipram. Kshipram means very quickly. Kshipram hi manushe loke, in this mortal world that we live in, siddhihi bhavati. It will be bestowed upon. Very quickly, devatas will bestow those results to you. You will actually get. So maybe in one way we can answer this way. There are a lot of people who would say, "Oh, God is great. I wanted this to happen, so it happened." But actually, if you look at the karma siddhanta and the concept of nishkama karma, first of all, you are not expecting results. Second thing is that the results may not even manifest now. Why would we expect results to be instantaneous and this in this life itself? If it is happening, then that's not the end of the story. There could be a lot more yet in store for future. But it's pointless to think about it and worry about it because that is not your purpose. Because the more you think about it and more you worry about it, you're only accumulating more karma. So it's therefore understanding this is very important in the sense that if we just because we have prayed hard and somebody prayed hard and therefore the wish has been granted, it doesn't mean that that is necessarily right for you in the long run. It may have happened to you, but that you shouldn't kind of get carried away. Karmaja. Karmaja means that ja means born out of. Born out of karma. So what is born out of karma? The action is born out of karma, or the siddhi is born out of karma, and it is granted very quickly in this Manushya Loka by the devatas that they are worshipping, by whoever is wanting results for their actions. Okay, next one. Akhil, would you like to read the next one after me?
Sure, Mahoday.
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं
गुणकर्मविभागशः
गुणकर्मविभागशः
तस्य कर्तारमपि मां
तस्य कर्तारमपि मां
विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम्
विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम्
विद्धि अकर्तारम् अव्ययम् विद्यकर्तारम् अव्ययम्
विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम्
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्मविभागशः
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्मविभागशः
तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम्
तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम्
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्मविभागशः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम्
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्मविभागशः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम्.
Okay. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashah. That's one word, guna karma vibhagashah. Tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram avyayam is the breakup of the words. Here he is giving us the template of how he had created the four varnas. And what are the four varnas? Brahmana, Vaishya, Shudra, Kshatriya are the four varnas. So Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam. Maya means by me. Srishtam has been created. Maya Chaturvarnyam Srishtam. What kind of Chaturvarnyam is this? What is it based upon? Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Vibhaga would mean divisions. And the divisions are based upon Guna and Karma. Guna would be the attributes, karma would be the actions. Now, guna here obviously would be sattva, rajas, tamo gunas, the three building blocks of this creation. They also form the makeup of our own personalities. And you can also say, how did they even come about? Their combination in this particular life, you have accumulated a lot of karma from previous lives. According to that, you have been designed in certain way. You have certain proportion of sattva guna, you have certain proportion of rajoguna, you have certain proportion of tamoguna, and so on. And then, of course, accordingly, you're also going to be doing actions. Your temperament leads you to do the activity or take up the job according to that. So according to what you have therefore been made up of, you may end up being a Brahmana who is in search of divine knowledge or spiritual progress. You could be a Kshatriya who is obviously going to be administrator and a king or warrior. Then you have Vaishya, who is into in the olden days, it was not necessarily only about business. It was also farming. So farmers or business, occupation, any of those things. And then you have a Shudra, whose basic um, description of their duties was to serve others. And this is how the four divisions have been created by me, is what he is saying. So that is as much as about the four varnas. The next line is not in relation to it, but slightly different. Tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram avyayam. So tasya means of that, of what, of the four varnas. Know that I am actually the one who has created it. Now, this is an interesting paradox. And similarly, also know that I am not the one who has anything to do with it, because I am avyayam. I am not actually kind of I'm measureless, and all those attributes that I have. Akartaram api avyayam. Kartaram akartaram. I am the creator. I am the one who has actually done it, but I am also the one who has nothing to do with it. How is that possible? Now, this is obviously there are going to be some paradoxes, cosmic paradoxes like this. Akarta, already we have previously seen, or maybe we haven't, but it will be mentioned in Bhagavad Gita elsewhere, that namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha iti mam yobhijanati karmabhihi saha na badhyate. See, I have no actions. Namam karmani limpanti. So actions actually don't get attached to me. Limpanti is basically like spreading on yourself. Lepanam. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha. Neither do have anything, any desire to get fruits out of the actions. So actions that I do, they don't leave any imprints on me, unlike humans who are designed in such a way that any actions they do, they are likely to leave imprints on them. But for me, I don't have any imprints like that. In that sense, I am an akarta. Although I do, I am not doing it. In fact, that is what he teaches us to do as well. We need to be conducting ourselves, we need to do our actions in a way that we are not doing them. How is it possible? It is possible when we actually kind of, like, I'll give an example. Let's say there is a very studious or engrossed student, a child who is studying very hard for exams. Typically, this may happen in a small house, particularly in India, where the television may be playing in the background in that same room, or there could be some conversations going on in another corner. There'll be a uh, grocer coming over, or somebody else. People will just keep coming in and going in, and so on and so forth. All those are being heard. It's not as if they're not being heard. They are being heard, they are being perceived. But the focus and concentration of the child is so good on the studies that even though they are all happening around, they are not affecting that person. And that's a very easy way to understand how we need to conduct ourselves. So it's not as if we shut ourselves away. Shutting ourselves is not going to help. We continue to be engaging ourselves in this world, but at the same time, we need to practice in a way that they don't leave imprints on us. That needs a lot of practice, of course, and that is possible. So, tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram avyayam basically means the same thing. I obviously do things, but I don't need to be I don't get any imprints out of it. There is another place where he mentions something similar, which is, it came to my mind and it slipped again. Kartaramapimam vidhi akartaramabhyayam. It slipped my mind just now. It comes in another place as well, but anyway, never mind. Okay, let's go to the next shloka. Sri Lakshmi Garu, you can read this one. Namam karmani limpanti.
नमां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति
Name karma phale spruha.
न मे कर्मफले स्पृहा
Iti mam yobhijanati.
इति मां योऽभिजानाति
Karmabhirna sabadhyate.
कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते
Namam karmani limpanti. Name karma phale spruha.
न मां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्मफले स्पृहा
Iti mam yobhijanati. Karmabhirna sabadhyate.
इति मां योऽभिजानाति कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते
Namam karmani limpanti. Name karma phale spruha. Iti mam yobhijanati. Karmabhirna sabadhyate.
न मां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्मफले स्पृहा इति मां योऽभिजानाति कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते
Okay, so it's an extension of what we were discussing just now. Limpanti is what the gets affected, right? I think I've already given the meaning for this one, but anyway, we'll complete it. Name karma pala spruha. Iti mam yobhijanati karma bhirna sabadyate. Okay. Na mam karmani limpanti. So no actions actually kind of leave imprints on me. Name karma phale spruha. For me, I have no interest, no asakti at all in the results of actions. Iti, like this, mam yaha abhijanati. In this way, whoever knows me, karma bihi na saha badhyate. That person, whoever knows me in this way, that I do actions but I don't get attached or I don't have any imprints of them on me, neither am I interested in the fruit of the action. Whoever knows me this way, they are not bound by the karma that they do. How is it possible? They are exactly copying him. In a sense, they are not allowing those actions to leave an imprint, neither are they interested in the fruit of the actions. So previously in third chapter, we have learnt about how यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तदेवेतरो जनः स यत् प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते. Whatever the leaders actually do, whatever the sreshthas do, noble people do, everyone else follows those actions. So similarly, this is what I wanted to say earlier and came to my mind. Basically, Sri Krishna says Paramatma as such does not need to do anything at all. But if he doesn't do anything, people in this world also don't do anything. They just because they tend to follow Sreshtas, noble people. Similarly, if it same goes with Paramatma, if Paramatma is not going to do any actions at all, everyone is also going to follow the same. So therefore, even though I don't need to do anything, I still conduct actions because otherwise all the humans will just go lazy and there will be chaos in the cosmic mechanics of working. Okay. Lataji, would you like to recite after me the next shloka?
I'll try.
Okay. Evam jnatva kritam karma
Evam nata kritam karma
purvairapi mumukshubhihi
purvairapi mumukshubhi
kuru karmaiva tasmat tvam.
Kuru karma vaistasmatvam.
Tasmat tvam.
Tasmatvam.
Purvai purvataram kritam.
Purvai purvataram kratam.
Evam ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः.
Evam natam kritam karma. Purvairapi mumukshubhihi.
कुरु
Sorry, not that.
कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं कृतम्.
Kuru karmaiva tasmavatam. Sorry, tasmatam. Purvahi purvatram kratam.
एवं
Sorry, no.
ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं कृतम्.
Do you want me to say it again?
Yes, yeah.
एवं नतौ कृतं कर्म पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं पूर्वै पूर्वत्रं कृतम्.
Okay, thank you. एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म पूर्वैः अपि मुमुक्षुभिः कुरु कर्म एव तस्मात् त्वं पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं कृतम्. Okay, so he is basically saying just follow what people have done in the past, in the ancient times. Just follow them. Make it easy for yourself. Why? Because they've already shown you the path. Evam jnatva, knowing this, kritam karma, about how to conduct actions. Kritam is obviously past tense. So the how actions have been done by purvaihi, by the ancients. Purvaihi means by the ancients. Api mumukshubihi, they are not just ancients, but they have also had moksha. They were liberated. So, purvaihi mumukshubihi kritam karma jnatva, having known how they have conducted themselves and in the process attained moksha, tvam karma eva kuru. Tasmat, therefore, tvam, you do actions, karma eva kuru. Just as purvaihi purvataram kritam, just as the ancients have already done and shown you the path. Okay, so that's quite simple for us to understand. Akhil, next one. Kim karma kimakarmeti
किं किं कर्म किमकर्मेति
kavayopyatra mohitaha
कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः
तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि
तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि
यज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्यसे शुभात्.
यज्ञात्वा मोक्षयसे शुभात्
किं कर्म किमकर्मेति कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः
किं कर्म किमकर्मेति कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः
तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्यसे शुभात्.
तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्षयसे शुभात्
किं कर्म किमकर्मेति कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्यसे शुभात्
किं कर्म किमकर्मेति कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात्
किम कर्म किम अकर्म इति कवयः अपि अत्र मोहिताः तत् ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यत् ज्ञात्वा. The ज्ञात्वा word repeats again here. यत् ज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्यसे शुभात्. Jnatva means having known. Jnatva, having known. Having known what? Having known what is karma and what is akarma. Kim karma asti? Karma kim asti? Akarma kim asti? What is karma? What is action? What is inaction? In this matter, kavayaha api atra mohitaha. Kavayaha here doesn't necessarily mean kavi as in a poet. It means the learned Pandita and so on. Even they get deluded. Even they get confused. Mohita. They get confused. Tat tubhyam te. That I will teach you. Pravakshyami. I will actually tell you. Pravakshyami. Tat karma aham pravakshyami. I will tell you about what are the actions to be done. Yat jnatva, knowing what, knowing which, shubha ashubhat mokshase. It's not shubhat. Mokshase ashubhat. Ashubhat mokshase. Ashubha means what? Anything that is not auspicious. In what way auspicious? Auspicious is nothing but doing things in a way that you are spiritually progressing. And what keeps you lacking in progress? Anything that is binding you to this worldly matters. And that is here considered as Ashubhat. From that you will be liberated. Mokshase. You will be liberated if you know the have the understanding of what karma is and what akarma is. Okay, next one. Sri Lakshmi Garu. Karmano hyapi bodhavyam.
कर्मणो ह्यपि बोद्धव्यम्
Bodhavyam cha vikarmanah.
बोद्धव्यं च विकर्मणः
Akarmanascha bodhavyam.
अकर्मणश्च बोद्धव्यम्
Gahana karmano gatihi.
गहना कर्मणो गतिः
कर्मणो ह्यपि बोद्धव्यम् बोद्धव्यं च विकर्मणः
कर्मणो ह्यपि बोद्धव्यम् बोद्धव्यं च विकर्मणः
अकर्मणश्च बोद्धव्यं गहना कर्मणो गतिः
अकर्मणश्च बोद्धव्यम् गहना कर्मणो गतिः
कर्मणो ह्यपि बोद्धव्यं बोद्धव्यं च विकर्मणः अकर्मणश्च बोद्धव्यं गहना कर्मणो गतिः
कर्मणो ह्यपि बोद्धव्यम् बोद्धव्यं च विकर्मणः अकर्मणश्च बोद्धव्यम् गहना कर्मणो गतिः
कर्मणः हि अपि बोद्धव्यम् बोद्धव्यं च विकर्मणः अकर्मणः च बोद्धव्यं गहना कर्मणः गतिः. Now he is introduced another word apart from karma and akarma. It is vikarma. Karmanaha. Karmanaha is of the actions, about the actions, or the actions in a way. Yeah, karmanaha. Karmani, karmani, karmanaha. Karmanaha is, I think it must be sixth case. Yeah. Bodhavya. So of them, both of they have to be taught. Bodhavyam. The actions have to be taught. Bodhavya means to be taught. Bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha. Even what shouldn't be done needs to be taught. Akarmanaha cha bodhavyam. What is inaction has to be taught. Gahana karmanaha gatihi. The whole understanding of karma in itself is very deep. So we need to understand it. We need to understand all these three things: karma, akarma, and vikarma. Gatihi, karmanaha, gahana karmanaha gatihi. I'm just going to have a look. Yeah, something which is very deep in its knowledge in this context. Gahana means deep. Okay, so I need to teach you. So basically, inaction is akarma, and we very well know about it way in the beginning in Sankhya Yoga, the second chapter itself, where we have the Nishkama Karma Shloka, Karmanyevadhikaraste. In that itself, we hear about karma and akarma. Karmani heva eva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetu bhuhu ma te sangaha akarmani. There itself we have been introduced to the idea of akarma and karma. Now, what are actions to be done and what are actions not to be done? So, what are actions to be done? Karma. What are not to be done? Vikarma. Anything which has been sanctioned by the Shastras, you can say, is a good description or a definition of what actions to be done. Understandably, all those karmas which are definitely required of us to keep our body going, to be in a good health, our job or responsibilities, are we going to stop them? No. So they're all karma as well. We have to follow all those things. But beyond that, there could be a lot of unnecessary actions we may end up taking up, and that makes us a lot more gross. So that's an easier parameter for us to understand what is karma and what is vikarma, without having to worry about what was stated in Shastras and what not. Because there is no way we will ever agree upon if we base it upon Shastras. Because as per Shastra, let's say Veda, according to Veda, if you strictly look at Mimamsa Shastra, for them karma is yajna, doing homam and so on. So is that going to be done by everybody? Obviously not. So we need to be mindful of how we apply this meaning. And I would say in this modern times, we should be in a position to, first of all, there are some stipulated guidelines that we are all grihasthas, we are all brahma, we go through brahmacharyam, grihasthashramam, vanaprastham. But forgetting about vanaprastha aside, grihastha dharma has a lot of responsibilities towards a family, towards a society. So all those have to be done. But anything which leads to indulgence and so on is vikarma, is a better way to remember. Okay, next one. Lataji, please read after me.
Yeah.
Karmanya yah pashyet
Karmana ya karma ya pashet.
akarmani cha karmayah
Akarmani cha karmayah.
sabuddhiman manushyeshu
Sabuti maneshyassu.
sabuddhiman manushyeshu.
Sabutiman manusheshu.
Sayuktah kritsna karmakrit.
Sayukta Krishna Karmakrit.
Karmanya yah pashyed akarmani cha karmayaha.
कर्मणा या कर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः
Sabuddhiman manusyeshu sayuktah kritsna karmakrit.
सबुद्धिमानेषु sorry सब सबुद्धिमान मनुष्येषु संयुक्त कृष्ण कर्म
Karmakrit. Okay.
कर्म कृत
Okay. Karmanya karma yah pashyet akarmani cha karma yaha sabuddhiman manusyeshu sayuktah kritsna karma krit.
कर्म नेय कर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः सबुद्धि मनुष्य सबुद्धिमान मनुष्येषु संयुक्त कृष्ण कर्म कृत.
Okay, great. Thank you. Karmani akarma yaha pashyet akarmani cha karma yaha सह बुद्धिमान मनुष्येषु सह युक्तः कृत्स्न karma krita. Okay, here is explaining how do we conduct ourselves. Karmani akarma yaha pashyet. Pashyet should be seen by yaha means by who, somebody, whoever you can say, whoever whoever sees will see definitely. Whoever sees inaction in action. How is that possible? Inaction in action. And similarly, action in inaction. I think we have already covered this earlier, whereby when a very studious child is studying and not allowing all those things that are happening around to leave imprints upon at all. So it's as good as not doing it. It's as good as not watching the television, as good as not hearing to what the conversations that are going on. So in a way, although it is being done, it is as good as not done. So that is what one we can say, karmani akarma yaha pashyet. So these things are being done, but they are not done. Akarmani cha karma yaha pashyet. This is a little difficult one. Earlier is a much easier example. In this one, it's like saying those who sees action in inaction. Action in inaction is almost like a very difficult thing to think about, because not doing anything, but you are doing something. I think the best way to come to terms with this is that, first of all, akarma is not allowed. When akarma is not allowed, therefore, by definition, you can't be expecting to sit idle, or if something is happening in front of you, adharma is happening, and you actually don't get involved in it at all. That is not allowed in that sense. But when you are actually kind of doing it, for maybe for instance, you're meditating upon and so on, do it as as sincerely as you would do karma, where you are not worried about the fruits of the action. This is the best I can actually think of, but it's always a little difficult to give answers about how do you actually see karma in akarma. Or the best way to answer this is, it is like a vice versa, and he's not differentiating. He's grown to such an extent that he is no more differentiating action or inaction. He's not even labeling, oh, this is action, this is inaction. He's just able to go beyond and do whatever needs to be done, and nothing seems to be affecting him at all. Nothing seems to be affecting him, as if as good as not doing anything. So, saha buddhiman manushyeshu. Manushyeshu means among the people. In the people, among the people. Buddhiman means intelligent. He is intelligent, and he is that trained person, yuktaha, kritsna karma krit, even having done all the actions that are possible. Kritsna means wide and prevalent and so on. Karma krit, having done all those vast nature, a vast variety of actions, even then he is such an expert that nothing seems to be affecting him whatsoever, and he is the most intelligent one. Okay, next one, Akhil. Yasya sarve samarambhaha
यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः
kamasankalpavarjitaha
कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः
ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणम्
ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणम्
तमाहुः पंडितं बुधाः.
तमाहुः पण्डितं बुधाः
यस्य सर्वे समारंभाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः
यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः
ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तमाहुः पंडितं बुधाः.
ज्ञानदिग्
ज्ञानाग्नि
ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणां तमाहुः पण्डितं बुधाः
दग्धकर्माणं यस्य
ज्ञाना
सर्वे go ahead.
ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तमाहुः पण्डितं बुधाः
यस्य सर्वे समारंभाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तमाहुः पंडितं बुधाः.
यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तमाहुः पण्डितं बुधाः
Okay. यस्य सर्वे समारंभाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्नि दग्धकर्माणं. So it's all, these are all compound words, nothing to split there. Tam ahuhu panditam buddhaha. That's the only place to split. Tam ahuhu. Yasya means of whom, whose, whose. Samarambhaha, actions to be done as per Shastra. Kama sankalpa varjitaha. And varjita means devoid of. Sankalpa, initiative. Kama, with desire in mind. So doing actions or avoiding doing actions which have a desire or a fruit as the impetus, the reason why one may want to do actions, such actions are to be avoided. So the person who is able to avoid such actions which are desirous or led by desirous of fruit, And how is he able to do that? With the knowledge, Jnana Agni. With a fire called intelligence or fire called knowledge, not intelligence, fire called knowledge, he is the one who is able to destroy those kind of actions which are tainted with a desire in mind. Tam, to that person, ahuhu is said. Budhaha. Buddhaha means intelligent people. Intelligence say Buddhaha tam panditam ahuhu. So these intelligent people say that such a person is a pandita or an expert. So who is he? Yasya sarve kama sankalpa sarve sarvani karmani kama sankalpa varjitaha samarambaha santi, for whom all these actions, or for whom actions are those which are to be done as per the Shastra and which are devoid of desire in mind. This kind of a person who is able to utilize his knowledge to destroy, annihilate, burn away all those kind of desirous kind of karmas or actions, to him or he is called a pandita by the intelligent ones. Okay, so the last shloka for today, Sri Lakshmi Garu. Tyaktva karmaphala sangam
त्यक्त्वा कर्मफलासङ्गम्
nityatrupto nirashrayah
नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः
karmanyabhipravrittopi
कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि
naiva kinchit karoti saha.
नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः
त्यक्त्वा कर्मफला संगम नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः
त्यक्त्वा कर्मफलासङ्गम् नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः
कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः.
कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः
त्यक्त्वा कर्मफला संगम नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः.
त्यक्त्वा कर्मफलासङ्गम् नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः
त्यक्त्वा कर्मफला संगम फला संगम नित्यतृप्तः निराश्रयः कर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तः अपि न एव किंचित करोति सः. So here the verb is karoti. Okay, we'll see anyway one by one. Similarly, we have earlier seen a word called jnatva. Now here we are seeing tyaktva. So twa endings. Okay, so it's called twanta. These words indicate an action which is following another one. So tyaktva means having foregone, having let go of something. Jnatva means having known. Drishtva would mean having seen, like that. So tyaktva, having let go of. What? Attachment or association with karma phalam. So earlier, how did he do that? He did so with the knowledge, fire called knowledge. he managed to let go of it. He managed to destroy it. And he is also Nitya Truptaha. How is he Nitya Trupta? Somebody who is able to kind of, again we see this shloka elsewhere, Yontas Sukha Tadanta, Yontas Sukha Tada, Yontas Sukha. Yo Antasukha Antaratma Tata Antarjyotihi Evayah Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam Brahma Bhutodi Gachati. In that shloka we see Yaha Antarsukha, the one who is able to rejoice within, he is feeling happy within, Antasukha. Antararamaha, who is able to actually entertain himself inside, not having to rely on something else outside. Antarjyotihi, one who is able to enlighten himself, he is able to light the lamp of knowledge within. He doesn't need to go elsewhere. Antasukha, Antararama, Antarjyoti Hevaya, Saha Yogi. That person is called a yogi, he is the expert. And he actually attains moksha, liberation, is what is said in that shloka. So that kind of a person is able to do a Nitya Trupta. He's always content. He's always content. Nirashrayaha. Ashraya means refuge, taking refuge in some place. Where would he take refuge? In the Indriyas. Senses want to do something, they desire something, they want to see something, hear something. Mind desires something, mind wants something. So he ends up taking refuge in that. He resides in those things when he wants things for himself. So that is ashraya. He is actually dependent, therefore. Ashraya is dependent. So therefore, if he is an nirashraya, he is independent of them. He is not dependent on them anymore. Instead, he is able to do it all within himself, right? So although again, let us remember, it's not that he's closing his eyes, shutting his ears. It's not that. He still has all his faculties very much open. They are still engaging with the outside world, but they have learned to stop it there and they're not allowing information to come in. As a result, as good as he's doing the karma, it's as good as not doing it. So therefore he's independent. He's not having to depend on something else. So nirashrayaha. Karmani abhipravrittaha api. So now he's saying, even though he is fully engaged in actions, not even normally, abhipravrittaha. Even though he is fully engaged in actions, na eva kinchit sahakaroti. He doesn't even do a little. Again, it's a repetition of the previous shlokas where karmani akarma paschet akarmani cha karmayaha. Just as inaction is seen in action and action is seen in inaction. And how is he able to do it? He's practicing them both in a very similar fashion. He's approaching them in a similar fashion. Therefore, he doesn't need to now anymore make up, oh, this is action or this is inaction. He doesn't need to worry about it anymore. So he's just carrying on in a very detached manner, able to do things, but not allowing them to leave any imprint. It is na eva kinchit karoti saha. It is like as good as saying he is not even doing it. Okay, so that is the kind of a person that he is able to maintain that independence as well as being content within, having let go of those kind of actions which attract a fruit. We don't need that. And that kind of a person, even though he is fully engaged in actions, it's as good as us saying he is not doing those actions. Okay, we stop here for today. If you have any questions, you may ask. Next weekend, I will be away. So I won't be able to take a class next weekend or the week after also because I'll be traveling. So we'll meet up again only towards the end of the month. Okay. Yeah, go
It's
ahead.
Uttarayan next Sunday.
Sorry?
Uttarayan next Sunday.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, anyway, it is our festival. So, so next weekend, I won't be. Where do you live, Lataji?
Near Watford.
Oh, okay, okay. So I was in London yesterday. I will be most likely visiting Leicester this weekend. So just thought I'll find out who may be there. Okay. Yes, Sri Lakshmi, I
My
think.
area is Shenley, which is near Watford.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Sorry. I just want to ask you, like, are these two different words, like yada and yadha?
Yada means when.
Like, in the slokam, yada yada hi dharmasya.
Hmm.
That
So
is
that is
when.
yada hi dharmasya. Whenever is the word there. When.
And when you
Yatha means just as.
like we say yadha raja, tadha praja,
That is wrong. The
is it wrong?
pronunciation is wrong. Pronunciation is wrong. So it is
Okay.
yatha.
Okay.
So it should be yatha raja tatha praja.
Okay.
So it's taz mahaprana. सर्वे
Is it okay?
भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ओम शांति शांति शांति. So I wish you all a happy Makar Sankranti. All right.